assistance or location.
Hey there. You know, recently I've been getting into sorting out some of my old tapes here. With the recent passing of my grandfather, I kind of felt this urge to look back on some of the tapes he recorded for me as a kid. Now, he unfortunately knew his way around a VCR a bit better than most grandparents who probably didn't even know how to turn the thing on. So he knew how to stop it when the commercials came on and start it again when they finished, and also how to tape multiple shows at the same time. So some of these tapes are just straight up off the TV, but there's one tape where I don't know if he just got lazy, or if he just never got around to it, or maybe I was watching it at the time. I don't know. And that tape was a recording of The Land Before Time 6. Now, this was recorded off the TV in very early 2002. Why I believe this is because they were showing off some new shows coming out in 2002, and also there were a couple of commercials that showed promotions that were ending in February of 2002, leading me to believe that this took place probably in January of 2002. So yeah, this is little 6-year-old me's tape of The Land Before Time 6. Now, I'll probably put this at the start, but if I don't, I'll say it here, and if I do, I'll just say it again. For people that just want to see the recordings I took of this without my commentary or this video surrounding it over it, I've taken the footage, uploaded it, and unlisted it, and you can find it in the description. Just click the first link there. In fact, you should be able to just see it before I've said anything, and you've clicked on this video to see raw footage link, and there you go. But I thought it'd be fun to sort of go through these, because I've been inspired by a lot of channels. The two, or technically I guess three, that come to mind recently that I've been really enjoying is Brutal Moose's videos on Soldier's Blank tapes, as well as one of my favorite episodes of The Cinema Snob, funny enough, being the episode where he just took the piss out of the Star Wars Holiday Special commercials, as well as watching Nostalgia Critic years and years ago when he started his old commercials series. So I've kind of got it from that. So I just want to have a relaxing video. We'll sit on the couch, we'll watch some commercials, and that'll be that. Now these will be, now how is this video going to be different from all those videos, all those much better produced and funnier videos? Well, those are all taken from American, or maybe you've seen some from the UK commercials. These are from Melbourne, Australia. So we're going to be watching some Australian commercials. So people who grew up in Australia, hopefully there's some nostalgia here. And for people outside of Australia, hopefully this video kind of just shows what Australian ads were like at the time. Maybe they're a bit of an interesting historical piece, much for the reason that I like watching the American or the British ones, just because they're that interesting. So we're gonna get into this, but before we do, I want to tell you guys how much of a fucking struggle it was to get this to work, and why the quality of the commercials are the way they are. Because unfortunately, I have no way of recording AV. I can only record HDMI. So unfortunately, the only way I could record them was by taking this camera and pointing it at the screen. Normally this wouldn't be too bad. I've done this before. However, let me just tell you all the problems I had with this fucking tape and getting it to work. So, as you can see here, I have two VCR players. I believe that the difference is that one of these can play American cassettes as well, the HTSC format, as well as having the handy-dandy recording function, which my mum used a lot to record shows while she went to work, and my grandpa and I used to watch movies. Pretty simple. But I always use this one on top here because it is easier to use. And also I still have the remote for it. I don't actually have the remote for this one. So the only way I can control it is with the buttons on the face here, so whatever I can't do with these buttons, I just can't do, whereas this one, we've got full functionality. Pretty simple, right? So, this VCR plays tapes like a dream. I've never had any problems with it. It takes all my proper VHS tapes, and it takes my recorded ones. But there was one tape it wouldn't take. Yep, this one. It took all the other recorded ones where the commercials were cut, but this one didn't like it. This thing that's about to power off wouldn't actually show it. The only time it would show anything on the screen was when I pressed the stop button and the VCR menu would come up. So I thought, right, well, we'll have a backup. So that's why I whacked out this one, my old AWA. And this one did play some video. Great. You know what it didn't play? Any sound. It was mute. I checked the chords, all two of them, because this is a mono. These are both mono. So they, for those who don't know, with AV stuff, they came with 3 chords, not like one with HDMI. There was a yellow, white, and red chord. These chords were the video chord, the sound chord, and the third chord was for stereo sound. But, for people who know the difference between mono and stereo, I'm not getting into that. These ones only played mono. There was no stereo sound, there was no third chord. So there's only 2 chords to fuck with. And since it was playing picture, it was obviously not the yellow chord, the video chord. So after about 5 minutes of fucking about with the one white chord, pretty much resulting in the equivalent of unplugging and replugging an HDMI cord, hoping it'll work, nothing was happening. No combination of these 2 VCRs would get anything to play on this monitor. And I wasn't going to be able to play anything on this monitor here because it doesn't have anything AV. So, you know what I had to do? Old tech requires old solutions. So we busted out that bad boy over there. The old fucking brick. Let me show you the back of this thing. Oh, there you go. That's the old back of the TV there. So yes, I had to bring out this fucking bad boy. So I sat the VCR here, I sat my ass there, and recorded off this. Now, this old CRT TV has a bit of an issue. For those that remember very old YouTube videos from about 2005 to 2008 or 9, when people actually still used these things and used the camera to record, there would be black lines flickering over and over. This happened here because as much as technology has passed, there is no point making a camera that can overcome these different frame rates because this technology is so outdated that there's no real reason to do so. And secondly, you can probably already see the second problem. These lines. This CRT is very old. In fact, it is as old, if not older, than me. So, at least 25 to 26 plus years old. And it got heavy use. This was our main TV for the first, 15 years of my life before we went HD. And I got this old thing to continue playing my old games. Over the years, these lines have started showing up, these blue, green, and red lines here. And when something's actually playing on the screen, this whole section here gets overtaken by white lines, which is a big problem. And unfortunately, these 2 things are prevalent in all the recordings. I've done my best to crop the recording so it's just the screen with the filming. That is something we can do with modern technology. And I've also done my best to make sure that the audio levels are good. But apart from the video itself, unfortunately, we are kind of stuck with what we have here. This was my only way of recording this. Trust me guys, I spent fucking half an hour trying out different setups. And that was half an hour not recording anything. So eventually I said, this is going to have to be the best we can do. And we're stuck with this. So apologies for that. I hope you guys can still enjoy these with me. And now that that's out of the way, let's finally get to watching these old commercials. So, I have no way of using the tripod. It's completely fucked. I have nothing to put this fucking camera on, and it's absolutely fucking shitting me. Oh. I can't even sit down right. This fucking Donkey Kong. Ah. Oh well. You guys ready to watch some commercials? I know I am.
Sounds like you need something mighty big on taste for a mighty small price.
You know, I miss when they had sort of mascots like this. Like, I know Colonel Sanders is a person and not a mascot, but like, it's obviously a cartoon version of him. And I kind of miss when they did this. Nowadays, there's no mascots or anything. It's just they show you the burgers being made and all that sort of thing. They don't have ads like this anymore, and I miss it.
Whoa! Like my double crunch burger. Yeah. 2 succulent strips of chicken breast fillet, cooked the Colonel's special way, with lettuce and pepper mayo, on a fresh bun. My double crunch burger, the mighty big taste that'll rock ya. Whoa! And at just $2.95, the price will bring the house down.
And also, $3 for a burger is really fucking good nowadays, because that's like $6 or $7 for the same burger now. Fucking times have changed, man. Not for the better. I hope you don't mind if I wear my cap the cool way around now, because I've realized the shadow it casts on my face when it's that way. So yeah, we're going to be wearing it era appropriate. Actually, a complete anecdote that has nothing to do with this. I actually got made fun of when I was 13. This is in like 2006 or something. For like, oh, you still wear your hat backwards? I was like, yeah, man. Everyone else was wearing it frontwards, and now it's become the pseudo cool thing again. I mean, memes have made everything cool, so who the fuck knows?
Hey kids, draw Paddle Pop Lion on one of his great adventures, and you could win an adventure of your very own.
The Paddle Pop Lion. So, people outside of Australia don't know that a Paddle Pop is an ice cream, a cheap ice cream that was really popular with kids, mainly in school canteens, at least when I was in school. It was the sort of canteen staple, kind of like Super Dupers, where you didn't really see them outside of school, at least I didn't, but you definitely, when it was at school, it was everyone, because it was the cheapest, and because everyone went for rainbow. No one wanted fucking banana or chocolate flavored, everyone wanted fucking rainbow flavored. Because at the time, that was like so mystical, like, wow, rainbow, you know, what could it be? What's the taste? And now when you're an adult, it's kind of like, oh, yes, raspberry flavor. It probably wasn't raspberry flavor. I don't remember. It's been so long since I had one. They're still around. They make a few different flavors now. They had some interesting limited edition ones I don't really remember. But, yeah, not... They're kind of just cheap and crap, so I don't get them anymore. Now that I'm an adult with my own money, I usually get good ice cream.
State winners will get to go to the Sydney Royal Easter Show for the announcement of the grand prize. A fantastic Gold Coast experience for your family.
But yeah, around this time, holidays was such a big giveaway and everything. Call this number, win a holiday, do this thing, win a holiday, buy this product, win a holiday, go on a game show, the main prize is a holiday. In fact, I think they still do that, maybe. But just holiday, go to Brazil, go to New Zealand, go to Queensland, go to this and this and this. And it's just, they wanted you the fuck out of the country. They were just like, get the fuck out of here. We don't care where you go. You win, get out, go. Don't come back. Love the country so much, you never want to return. It's just sort of seemed like a thing at the time. But we went on a lot of trips a lot because of these, like, dial this number and go to this, win a prize and go to this place. And we'd usually win them because they're like these auctions. You bid real cheap and... I don't know, it just seemed to be right place, right time, where people either weren't bidding or people would bid stupidly low. So a reasonably low amount would still win. So we go to places all the time like that. It was pretty cool.
Take a couple of guys and a couple of girls who really like what they see. Who will make the first move? Looks like she'll wander over and introduce herself, but wait, perhaps she'll introduce him to Wrigley's Extra instead, and tell him that chewing extra after meals produces saliva that actually neutralizes plaque acids and strengthens teeth against decay. Then again, perhaps she won't.
Sugar-free Extra, a little extra care for healthy teeth, recognised by the World Dental Federation.
Oh man, I miss when Extra gum looked like that. Kind of this crappy design where you had to like, that little red tag you had to pull and like go around and around to rip the wrapping off. because now they've got the much more convenient envelope packets where you just open it up, take the piece out, close it again. But I miss kind of like having those, like, you have a half open packet of them and they're just ripped to shit and they look like that. Never had any phone numbers on them though. Never had anything like that, but you know, it's never too late. You know, those envelope ones, open the envelope and there's a number. Anyone wants to... No, didn't think so. So, radio ads at the time were a bit weird, weren't they? Okay.
Surf from Hallproof, of course.
This is another thing in old ads, just people out in like random stupid outfits and just harassing people. I know it's scripted with that one guy. I don't know if it's scripted with the people in the background all staring at him. You can see they're just all staring at him. I like to think that only the guy in the costume and the censor guy knew what was going on, and I like to just think that the customers had no idea what was going on. I know that's probably not right because they would need to have signed waivers, but you know, you can do that after the fact.
95% of the litter in our rivers and creeks comes from suburban streets. Please, clean up our world and you'll help clean up theirs.
Well, how are those reefs looking now, 18 years later? They're not even coloured anymore. They've been bleached. So that's sort of depressing. We didn't really heed the warnings, did we?
It's Light Up Australia's grand opening sale at Moorabbin, Nunawading, Thomastown, Faulkner, Hoppers Crossing and Springvale. 3-in-1 bathroom heater, $109. Adjustable downlight with Atco transformer and 3,000 hour globe.
This is kind of a boring ad. Nothing really to say about this one, but it's interesting. These sort of like, there's a lot of at the time just these like graphics, infographics on the screen, guys shouting, sort of things. I don't know. Nothing really exciting. Nothing really getting you up. It's kind of boring. I hope they're not all like that.
Space, the final frontier, when no one can hear you scream.
This is no movie. This is mankind's real-life space adventure. 7:30 Monday, Channel 10 is proud to present the extraordinary BBC series that takes you to worlds beyond your imagination. Featuring computer graphics so real you could almost touch the stars.
There you go. So real you can touch the stars. Look at them graphics. I think I saw someone use those graphics on a YouTube video in 2009. I think fucking AVGN used that in his Die Hard episode, that explosion. Cutting edge, 2002. So real you can, it's like you're really there. You can actually touch him. This is how it is, man.
In a 1 hour special, it's the weekend and some fool just woke them up.
You know the satisfaction of doing something with your
Can't see
own
this.
two hands?
I am way behind on my headphone ones right now.
A 1 hour really special, 7:30
this.
Sunday on 10.
It's easy to tell who has Vitabrits for breakfast.
Yeah, it is easy to tell who had Vitabrits for breakfast. Because they're usually the poor family that couldn't afford Weet-Bix.
They're the ones with an edge for life. Vitabrits from Uncle Toby's.
Excuse me, sir, I believe you have that mixed up with a soccer ball. Easy mistake. A soccer ball is usually black and white and not brown. Okay, you're not playing a sport at all. You have gone to the wrong stage. So You Think You Can Dance is down on stage 14, if you could please. Doesn't really make me want shoes though. I don't really know. I'm not really up and doing the dancing. I am playing a lot of soccer, but that just made me annoyed that that's not the ball.
When something's this good, you need more of it, right? You want it, you've got it. McDonald's delicious honey mustard crispy chicken burger is full of taste, and now it's here full time. So get your fill at McDonald's anytime.
Ooh, a permanent fixture, the honey mustard burger. I really want to get one of those. Oh. It's not a permanent fixture anymore. Or is it? I don't know. People in Australia, is there anywhere where the honey mustard burger is still being sold? I'm genuinely curious because I've never heard of this fucking burger. Because when this came out, I was 7. I was just buying fucking Happy Meals.
Water. Go have some kiss.
We seem to have a lot of these ads. Just people dressing up as objects and going around and doing weird things. America had this thing for weird soda ads as well. This was something that Australia also seemed to have, where we just had these weird ads that were supposed to sell soda. Like, yeah, I guess soda, thirst, makes sense. But, guard tower in the desert? Fish, man? I don't know, it's not making me that thirsty. And I like Sunkist usually, so...
Mate, how many times do you reckon we've seen this ad?
Oh,
About 100.
And that's 300 times we've heard that line.
Nice little phone, too.
What line?
Orange Just Go's just 18 cents for 30 seconds.
Is it? Jeez, that's low.
Mate, what are you talking about?
18 cents for 30 seconds. I'm paying nearly twice that much.
Yeah, that'd be right.
Well, how much you paying?
18 cents for 30 seconds.
Nice little phone.
Nice looking phone.
Call 133 188 now.
Oh man, do you remember? Do you remember when you had to pay for your minutes on phones like that? Nowadays we've all got these like data plans that are like infinite calls and texts and like here's 30 gigabytes of fucking internet. In those days, apparently 18 cents for 30 seconds was a good deal. Such a good deal that I've never heard of Orange, and I've never seen Orange, the company, and I don't think they still exist. In fact, I'm pretty sure they don't. And if they do, I have no idea who would be on their plan. Telstra and Optus probably ran them out of town shortly after this.
Announcing Clark Rubber's Bouncy Foam. Comfy mattresses, sofa beds,
Jesus.
Soothing pillows, rubbery finish, so many mats, hoops of flooring, relaxing outdoor furniture. Get up and couch!
Okay.
Get on your bike! Take the family to Clark Rubber to make it, fix it, build it!
Be a hero, be a sport, be a star.
Get alive! Get into Clark Rubber now! Clark Rubber, more than foam and rubber!
On your bike, come on, get your ass down, Clark Rubber. Get a life. If you don't have a pool, what the fuck are you doing? Get your ass up. Get to Clark Rubber. What kind of loser are you? You're not having a pool? You don't have these little plastic plugs in your life? What's even life, man? Why am I even talking to you? You're so uncool. You don't have your hat on backwards. You're not going to Clark Rubber. You're not running down the street in this weird 30 stock footage. Get the fuck out of my sight. What in the hell was that? Well, that makes up for the light ad. Because I don't even know where to begin with that one. Holy moly. This station seemed to have a lot of these different ads. I think there are 3 of these on the tape that I found, 3 different ones, where it's just all like, oh, it's different. Here's all these different things. Like, this is supposed to sound like this, but actually sounds like this sort of ads. Radio stations seem to have that weird sort of aesthetic to them. Because had to stand out somehow with the cool kids.
Sunday on Personal Best.
It's time to try something different.
Come to one of the world's most beautiful paradises and meet the Aussie who's making a real difference.
Let's start.
Personal Best, 6 o'clock Sunday on 10.
Personal Best. I've never seen this show. Never heard of this show until now, even though this was a tape that I watched as a kid. I have no recollection of this show at all. I don't think it ran for very much longer after 2001, 2002. And if it did, it just never hit my radar. And I used to watch TV as a kid. This was, you know, this was before YouTube. This was before anything like that. I'd watch TV all the time. So, slip me. Now this one might be the most interesting on here. This is, I believe, before Steve Irwin died. This was this weird documentary that they were making about his life and everything. And it's like a shocking expose of his life and our picture albums and his wedding and things like that. And it's so weird to see.
Exclusive interviews.
And this isn't some giant ego trip.
Outrageous confessions.
I'd sooner take on a 16-foot crocodile striking at me than getting married, mate.
And the family album exposed.
He was never where he was supposed to be.
Find out how the boy from the bush became a TV legend. His role as a family man and wildlife conservationist.
I've been gored, clawed, chomped.
He's been gored. Oh, buddy, you don't know the half of it. Oh, I know. I hate myself too.
Read on how it all began for the Croc Hunter. 6:30 Sunday.
I'm up. What was I watching? Oh.
Sounds like you need something mighty big on taste for a mighty...
When I am required to keep my cool, I like to enlist the help of a refreshing Schweppes lemonade. Can there be a more effective way to cool down? Oh, Eddie, this coat is dry clean only. Sorry. Schweppes lemonade, just a little more refreshment.
Now, I remember these ads, these Schweppes ads. This kind of work, because this made little kid me think that the Schweppes was like this fancy sort of drink. And I definitely remember, because there were different ads like this with these talking animals, something like that. And they always had this like fancy Schweppes thing. There's something I vaguely remember in my brain is this. I never had Schweppes as a kid, but as an adult, yes, it is a very good lemonade. They also make like things like tonic and mineral water, but I don't drink those. I don't like them. So I can vouch for lemonade, but not much else. Oh, they do make this really good blood orange drink that I also vouch for, but you know, I'm not the shill here. At least I'm trying not to be.
The Orange No Contest mobile sale now offers you even more savings. Like the latest Samsung joystick phone for just $9 a month.
Check it out. Watch this closely, guys. The latest phone. Check it out.
Like the latest Samsung joystick phone for just $9 a month.
Now that, it's just a little glimpse of the future. You know, that... That's what the future looks like. That phone. Peak phone technology.
That's a saving of $120. And with Orange Just Go's low flat mobile rate of only 18 cents for 30 seconds, it's not a fair contest. It's the Orange No Contest mobile sale. Don't miss out. Call Orange on 133 188 now or visit your Orange dealer.
Clark Rubbers, Pro, mattresses, rubber, flooring, get off your couch. Clark Rubber, to make it, fix it, build it.
It's just Clark's out again. I like what they do with the guy with the thumbs up, because they just do that effect that like people do on the on YouTube now, where they just like spherize the whole image. They just sort of spherize his thumbs to make him go like more emphasis on the thumbs. I love these weird little effects that they do. It is amazing. It's part of the charm. It is absolutely part of the charm of this sort of thing.
Why do families enjoy shopping at Foodway? Because they're 100% Australian owned, bringing you fast personal service, competitive pricing and quality products. With over 90 supermarkets, there's one near you.
Here's an ad for Foodway. I gotta tell you, I don't remember Foodway. I've never seen a Foodway. They definitely don't exist now. If they do, it's in very rural areas. I've never seen them here. I know of Safeway, which turned into Woolworths. I know of Bilo, which closed down and just became more Coles. And I know IGA, but Foodway, no, I don't think they're still around, unfortunately. And it's a shame. But, I mean, would this tape be as interesting if these are all brands and products that are still out there today doing the same thing?
Today is a particularly good day for the fresh taste of real 100% Australian orange juice. Daily juice, for the freshest taste today and every day.
I remember these ads too. We're watching all these ads for nostalgia, but this was early 2000s nostalgia for the past. It's nostalgia's nostalgia. They're going for like these good old days of like bicycling, Milkman, but Orange Juice Man taking out all these like freshly squeezed orange juices, simpler times. That's the best way to put it. It's a simpler times ad. But they were effective. I did like them. I didn't like orange juice though. Much more of an apple juice fan myself. Of course, nowadays where I have so many more juices outside of apple and orange to choose from, probably more of a blackcurrant juice drinker. But nowadays, all the juices I drink are like fucking like 8 different fruits in one, so it's hard to just tell anymore. So let's just say tropical. They're all tropical in their own way.
So I said to him, I said, Norman, have you got any idea what he did to me? I couldn't. And I said, you'll never believe what happened.
And this is the third of the Nova ads that we saw. It's such a weird little time capsule how like ads like that used to be. I'm hoping there's another station that's doing ads on here, because I reckon that'll be interesting too. That's right. That's how you get out of traffic jam. You just get your cold fries. They've been sitting in the car for fucking 2 days or whatever. They're petrified as this rock. But you take them out, you need the kids looking at you, just go. Just keep eye contact, just unblinking, just. That's how you win. That's how you beat them. I've never had that problem in traffic though. I'm interested to see if anyone else has. I want to know if that's a genuine problem, if that's like a TV problem that like never happens. Please let me know if that's ever happened to you, passenger or driver.
The Channel 10 Gold 104 Beach Buggy is here, thanks to 100% No Fizz G7 Juice.
What the fuck is G7 Juice? That is the most 90s sounding thing to ever come out of the ads of 2002. G7 Juice.
The buggy is blitzing Melbourne's beaches all summer, loaded with heaps of cool Gold 104 gear, plus loads of G7 juice to quench your summer thirst. Listen to the good times and great classic hits on Gold 104 to find out where the Channel 10 Gold 104 beach buggy will be this weekend. Brought to you by 100% No Fizz G7 juice.
Non-carbonated, of course. I never ever saw these things in my life. I like the small stout can designs, and I like the cans I've got nowadays. Where's my Coke? I don't like these hefty boys. They're like this. You can see in the ad, they're like these tiny little stout things. It's so weird. You rarely ever see cans like that, and I've never seen G7 juice. Maybe they were sold at Foodway. Who knows?
These bears are chained to a cruel dance. Chained by their sensitive noses. Forced to dance for tourists. But $25 a month, less than $1 a day, helps cut the chains for suffering animals every day of the year. Join the animal rescue team through WHISPER, World Society for the Protection of Animals. You'll help rescue animals from neglect, cruelty, abuse. Call WHISPER urgently on 1300 13 9772. Your regular monthly support helps WHISPER rescue animals, treat their injuries, and provide ongoing care, releasing them from pain and suffering. Join WHISPER's animal rescue team. Cut the chains every month. They're counting on you.
Now this is... I should reiterate that this is a recording of The Land Before Time. It's like a kid's cartoon, fun for the family. This is depressing shit. This is heavy shit for to come on in between fucking kids cartoon, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Land Before Time is about dinosaurs. Here's ad about animals, but I think this is heavy shit for 25-year-old me. Fucking 5-year-old me. Doesn't really want to hear about bears being pulled by their noses with chains and shit. You gotta love that late 90s graphic at the end there, though. The pliers. The CG. So real, they're like stars. You can just touch them. It's a horrible ad to make fun of. Fucking hell.
Cheese that wobbles. It's just not natural.
I don't like that. I don't like seeing wobble. I don't really want to see wobbly cheese. I don't want to see you do that. That's enough. You stop that right fucking now.
Coon slices. No preservatives. All natural.
I actually really remember the Coon ads though, because as a kid I always liked how they sliced into it and there was Coon embossed on it and the cheese. I always tried to do that with the cheese. I used to like try to etch out the word Coon into the block of cheese and try and cut it like that. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, how that would work. What kind of fancy Coon knife would even... Of course, outside of Australia, saying the word Coon knife might get me in trouble. Because I believe Coon has a very different connotation when talked about outside of cheese. And I don't want to get in trouble saying Coon this, Coon that. I think we're just going to skip right on past.
He's being humiliated.
Do you think I like Tim Collins? Do you think I like sucking up to him? I hate it.
But this time, they've pushed him too far.
I'd like to propose a toast.
Cody bites back and things hot up as the new week of Neighbours shifts into top gear.
Felicity, get out of the car. You got 3 seconds, Flick. 1, 2. Stop!
I want to get out of the car.
I know what I'm doing.
Neighbours, 6:30 weeknights.
There's one thing outsiders in the late 2010s knew about Australia. It was that fucking soap opera shit. Neighbours and Home and Away. People, I don't know what it is. That was common as Steve Irwin, all these fucking Neighbours and stuff. We all hated it. this soap opera crap, but man, has it stuck around. I think they're ending it soon though, one of them. The Neighbours All Home and Away, I can't tell, it's the same shit to me. But yeah, man, this was like far into its runtime even in 2002. This had been going on for decades at that point. At least a decade and a half or so at that point. If it's just crazy how long that thing's been on the air. And it should have been on air for like maybe 5 years at best. Well, actually, at best, it'd be never on the air at all, but we can't all get our way.
This 10 News Update, proudly brought to you by Hyundai's Drive Away Deals. On now.
Oh, a news update. This should be interesting to see.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Hocking. In the news tonight, rare praise from Israel after Prime Minister Howard pledges to continue the fight against terrorism. Hundreds of lawyers joined the calls for Australia's detention camps to be closed. Also, controversial Victorian RSL President Bruce Ruxton selling up and retiring.
Yeah, straight into it. Fucking got Israel, we got the Prime Minister, John Howard. Man, anyone remember John Howard? He was our president around the time Bush was president, because this was, I know there's actually a news update later where John Howard goes to the 9/11 memorial service they're holding. Pretty grim shit. He goes over there. This is when 9/11 was, like, new. That's pretty crazy to think about. Yeah, and he went over there, and there's a bit of a news story on that.
And an emotional thank you parade for some of the nation's bushfire heroes. More news coming up in an hour.
Isn't that sad? That news story from 2002 about all the bushfire rescue people could have run that same exact news story 18 years later in 2020 with the bushfires in January. Fucking crazy massive fires we had here. It is insane how some things stay the same, some things just don't change, and that's one of the things where no matter, could have been an ad, could have been the news running in the 90s, 2002, or 2020. It's a story about a really bad bushfire and people there to help it, so fucking round and round it goes, eh?
I lost a mate of mine. Have you seen him around? Looks kind of like me. We got separated in the washing machine. Have you seen him around? No? Oh, sorry. Kind of looks like me. No? Sock. Put it on your foot, like this.
Ah, you got a sock.
I'm looking for a friend of mine. He's kind of red and woolly, looks sort of like me.
Is that him over there?
No, that's not him. Thanks anyway, though. Maybe he's in with the whites.
Explorer socks from Holproof, of course.
I like this one more than the Jaws one, because this one, I think they are actually fucking with just random people. Like, these are just people in a shopping center, and these idiots have just dressed up as giant socks. Especially this guy. I love this one, where they've clearly taken someone who's not from here, who's, oh, no, I'm not wearing my hat the cool way. Oh no, in between takes, I'm turning around. They've clearly taken someone that doesn't speak English. He's not really from here, or he's just moved from here or whatever. And the guy's like, he does this thing with his foot, and the guy copies him like, ah yes, that is indeed sock.
Your foot, like this.
Ah, you got a sock.
It kind of got me. Australia had this thing of just like real life skits like that, kind of like a tame jackass. One of my favorite shows of all time was The Chasers War and Everything, where they did a lot of cool, just like fuck with the public things like that. With a cause, of course, but yeah, they just go up to the public and screw around with them.
The Late Night Mix 3, a feast of chilled out tunes.
Oh, Late Night Mix. Man, does anyone remember when they tried to sell CDs? Neither do I, honestly. I remember when they tried to sell VHS tapes and DVDs and Blu-rays, but I honestly don't really remember the CDs. I kind of remember them, and they're all kind of like this, like featuring tracks from artist. But some of the artists on here I've never heard of, but fucking hell.
Featuring INXS vs Tall Paul, Mojo, Kenobi, Robert Miles, and Harry Diamond.
Fucking Mojo, Kenobi, fucking Harry, what was his name? Harry Diamond. Let me hear that one more time.
And Harry Diamond.
Harry Diamond. That's you get down on one knee. Give her a fucking Harry Diamond. That sounds like a sex act. Never fucking mind. Yeah, what Toby did in the middle of a restaurant, he gave his fiancée a Harry Diamond. Oh, they got kicked out shortly after.
The Late Night Mix 3 with Saint Etienne, David Gray, Ronnie Size,
Ronnie Size. You know, I think I have Ronnie Size's new fucking album.
And Harry Diamond.
It wasn't a big hit. Why is this the thing that's making me laugh of all fucking things?
And Lemon Jelly.
Just can't think of anything. Fuck it, lemon jelly. Yeah. Oh, I like aeroplane jelly. Just like, oh, what flavor should we be? I always like the lemon one. Fucking oath. I don't know why. Like, these are probably some legitimate people that people are like, how fucking dare you make fun of lemon jelly, man? They were my shit, but I fucking don't remember jack shit about any of these people. That was amazing.
The Late Night Mix 3 in cool rooms and music stores now.
Cool rooms! Oh, man, I gotta look up. Where's my nearest cool room? There certainly isn't here. All this here are games and shitty VHS tapes, and the batteries have come out of my remote, and I can't press play anymore. Fuck.
I'm trying new Ultra Slim Mousse. It tastes great and helps me lose weight. It's full of nutrition and 99% fat-free, so I get all that I need with very little effort. New Ultra Slim Mousse. Gain taste, lose weight.
You know, Ultra Slim Mousse, yeah, I don't see Ultra Slim anymore. I don't see their mousses sold anywhere. Look very closely. Like, a good chocolate mousse is supposed to be, like, fluffy and airy, and that's just fucking chocolate custard. Look at the consistency on that. They can't even make it look good in the commercial. That is just straight up chocolate custard that they're selling as mousse, and probably tastes like shit too.
Premium ice cream, a Cadbury Flake Centre, and rich chocolate flakes. It's an ice cream dream. Flake cone from Cadbury Ice Cream.
Oh man, something that doesn't taste like shit though. Look at this. I wish Cadbury still made these ice creams, man. Like, the flake is an amazing chocolate bar, and it works great with ice cream. McDonald's still does it and everything. But now with Cadbury ice creams, they're also just like flake pieces mixed into the ice cream, or crunchy pieces mixed into the ice cream. It's like, no man, get a whole flake and just put it right in the middle of the ice cream. Like, they don't do that anymore, and it annoys me, because that's the best way. You mix in little flake pieces with the ice cream. Fucking, who cares? It's just vanilla ice cream with some chocolate sprinkles that you can't even, like, there's no texture to them. Put the flake in the ice cream, man. Miss those. Fuck.
Rovers on you in 2002. Home of large bodies and maggot too. To join all the fun, there's just one thing to do. Tune into 10 cause the Simpsons are
You there, drop your pants.
on you. Hey Marge, surf's up on you.
Yeah, I'll have the shark butt with butt sauce.
On you. Oh my god, everybody shut up and dance. All new episodes beginning February. Not the face. Okay, the face. The Simpsons on 10.
Oh man, an ad for new Simpsons in 2002. I don't know, what's the consensus with people? Was 2002 when Simpsons was still good? Are these episodes considered part of the good ones? I consider them part of the good ones. Honestly, for me, the hand-drawn animation, the whole hand-drawn animation style of The Simpsons is great. I think that's season 1 to 14. And then season 15 is when they changed to the new style. And then they started getting like iPhones and shit like that. And it started getting very political, like one-sidedly political, instead of making fun of everything and trying to have a point, and jokes just falling flat, and had a lot of crappy episodes and trying to be hip with the flossing and the dabbing and the all this shit that like no one does now. I'll crop with you, sweetie pie. Like that shit. It's amazing for the wrong reasons, I think. But in 2002, this I do like the episodes they're showing there.
Coming up, feeling stupid? I know I am. Oh,
tremendous.
Oh, The Simpsons is next on 10.
Wonder White? Twice the fibre of regular white bread. That'll make it twice as easy to find. What is it? Nothing. Done it to us again.
Wonder White, twice the invisible fibre of regular white bread.
Twice the fibre of regular white bread. Maximum fun. 40 computers to be won. Details in store.
The Wonder White ads. I remember these ads, man. It was always like this white kid who would go around trying to, like, oh, I can't believe there's the fibre of a whole wheat bread in this. Like, I hate whole wheat bread. Well, here's some bread for you, you little shit, you picky asshole. I mean, I was one of those kids that would never eat anything but white bread. I don't think that changed until I was in my, like, late teens, early 20s, and I started actually being like, you know what? Whole wheat bread's not only good, but it's kind of better because I kind of like the grains and stuff. They're kind of fun to chew on. I was an idiot as a kid, but oh well, can't change that now.
For the lowest airfares, guaranteed. Call Flight Centre. Fly to UK, Europe from $1,539 plus 6 days car hire from $150. Bangkok from $879. Stay 2 nights from $110. Book any of these flights and get a 1-night Singapore stopover from only $1. Or fly to Singapore from $819. Stay 4 nights from $110. Call 131600. That's 131600. Call Flight Centre, lowest airfares guaranteed.
Oh man, seeing that for Flight Centre is interesting. 2020, all the coronavirus. Oh, fucking hell. No one can fly anywhere. Flight Centre's, you know, they might be closing down and stuff. A lot of airplane, Flight Centre had to close down like hundreds of places or something crazy like that. Other companies had to do the same, some just flat out bankrupt. Kind of sad to see. I remember Flight Centre a lot. The Flight Centre ads and the Flight Centre captain there, he was actually like the mascot in a way. I don't know what you want to call him. But he was always there, the Flight Centre captain. And I always remember him. And I don't know what it was. Little me should not have been interested in, like, here's a man talking about going to Bangkok. But for some reason, those ads stuck with me a lot. And I can't tell you why. But yeah, very interesting. The price for the flights, I don't know if they're actually any better or worse, honestly. They kind of look reasonable by 2020 standards, but what do I know? Maybe a trip to Singapore has gone from being $800 to being fucking $3,000. Neither of those would sound outrageous to me, so who knows? Oh shit, I was wrong. There's a fourth one of these fucking Nova ads. Not as annoying as an actual baby crying, I guess.
What makes Ed such a great show? Is it the lovable characters?
$10. If you got that little horse over there, you rock back and forth and you scream.
Is it the on the edge of your seat yelling at the screen sexual tension?
I'm sorry, am I interrupting anything?
Who will Ed choose? Carol, Bonnie, or his cheating ex?
I invited Liz for a visit. She's on her way here.
Have you lost your ever-loving bowling alley lawyer mind?
All new Ed, 7:30 Thursday on 10.
This is another show I've never seen. Ed. At least it vaguely maybe rings a bell in my head. Unlike the other one, which I just don't remember at all. But man, Ed. The only thing coming to mind is like the character from Shaun of the Dead. But obviously not anything similar. So that was all the ads that showed during the Land Before Time 6. However, there was another thing on the tape. Afterwards, my grandpa had recorded something for himself, something called Monster Mania, where they sort of did a rundown sort of documentary style of monster movies from the 20s and 30s all the way up to the 90s, it seems. And there were ads on that as well. So if people like this, or maybe if I just feel like going through and editing more, I can bring you those ads as well. I've already recorded the ads that were on there, so I have them. And there are some more ones I want to talk about that we didn't see there. Obviously, because it's such a switch in genres, the ads also got a bit of a switch. There are a lot more commercials for shows that I actually recognize. One that I'm actually really excited to talk about. So that might be interesting. Let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, I might just do it for my own personal fun. But yeah. Anyway, that was pretty fun. I had a very interesting journey. It's fun to see these ads from like 18 years later. I remember before, like a few months ago, my mates and I were just getting drunk and we were like, you know, you remember this ad for this and this and this? And then we got to talk to it. We just went and found some compilations of Australian ads on YouTube. In fact, there was an ad for Emu Export, a beer. We never heard of it before. The next week, we went and bought like a 24-pack of Emu Export beer. Which doesn't make much sense because we're not really big fans of beer, but we bought it and we drank it because we saw a fucking 20-year-old ad for it on YouTube. So who knows? A lot of these products are still out there. Unfortunately, Flake ice cream is not in the same way as it should be, but Flake is at least, and obviously McDonald's is. And I think the end of the world will come before McDonald's goes out of business. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this relaxing thing. It was supposed to be relaxing. Getting the camera all sorted out for me was a fucking nightmare. Getting all the VCR stuff set up was a real fucking nightmare. And editing as well is also going to be a bit of a nightmare. But hopefully I still gave off a bit of a relaxing vibe despite all the technical problems I have been having. I wanted to get this out to you guys. This was the best way that I could, and I hope to bring you part 2 at some point. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. Depending on how much people enjoy it, is how quick I'll get to part 2. Unfortunately, there might be a part 3, but that might be it. I think the rest of these tapes got the commercials cut out of them, so, you know. But, hey, you never know what could happen. So, thank you for watching. See you next time.